very happy and prosperous new year. Mr. Speaker, sir, on the abduction and incarceration of Dr. Besigye. In that same sitting, Mr. Speaker, sir, the Deputy Attorney General, who is in the House, the abduction and incarceration of Dr. Besigye. Mr. Speaker, sir, like I've always said, that city occupies a constitutional seat. Your word is the last word. We can't turn this house into NARS, National Advisory Services. This is a parliament of the Republic of Uganda. What we pronounce ourselves upon is final. Mr. Speaker, sir, my procedural issue. I've scanned through today's order paper. I don't see any commitment or any report reflected on the order paper in regard to the Dr. Besigye abduction and incarceration. Mr. Speaker, sir, the problem with speaking and getting used to speaking is the more you speak, the less the people remember what it's for. If we don't attach value to this parliament, nobody else is going to attach any value to us. We're not here to own seats or feel good. Mr. Speaker, sir, through you, and I kindly ask that you consider and explore the possibility of amending this order paper and demand that before the adjournment of today's sitting, government submits and presents a report on the Dr. Besigye abduction and incarceration without a pay. And that is non-negotiable, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
You are not trying. To begin with, that's not a procedure matter. Procedure matter is to do with the business we are handling today. That's number one. And I want members to have this clarification. I don't want us to be taking shortcuts under procedure. Let us not abuse that rule. The reason as to why we issue an order paper, Ari, is for you to reach out to the presiding officer in case you had an issue. Why I'm a bit late, I have been meeting members who have had issues asking me, why isn't this issue on the order paper, why isn't... That's why we issue the order paper, Ari, we don't issue it on the floor. So, Honorable colleague, if you felt this was an issue which must be on the order paper, you would have reached out to me so that I also consult if the report is ready, and then I can be able to amend the order paper and I put it. Number two, the order paper is not done by the Attorney General or by a minister, so I don't want him to be accused. It's us who carry the responsibility. But I've taken note of your matter, okay? I'm going to consult with the clerk to see if the response of the Attorney General is ready, and I'll give it space on the order paper at the appropriate time. Is it, you wanted to say something?
Can we
no,
have...
Honorable, please, you don't access the microphone without my permission. No, please.
This is about the Constitution. Excuse me. Nope. Me down. Nope.
Honorable Councillor, please, can you take your seat?
Sir.
Honorable Councillor, can you take your seat? Please.
Speaker. But yes.
Some of you are senior legislators. So let us not always push presiding officers to a certain, certain direction. Okay? Yeah. Honorable Attorney General?
My Honorable Speaker, I'm glad that you are presiding over this matter, this House. Procedural Speaker, in light of what Honorable Katsabe is seeking, when he brought up that issue, when I want to confess that I'm not one of those who understand his English 100%. I wrote to the clerk to Parliament on the 14th of January and requested that they give me the question exactly as he stated it, so that I could prepare a response. My letter is here, received on the 14th of January. So I have not refused to respond, but I've not yet received the question in your language. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. People want to capture the real question the way it is. We usually volunteer, we usually write and help them to get the question. So I'm going to cross-check with the clerk, but clerk, please ensure that you pick from the answer and you send the question to the Attorney General. Honorable Tebandeke.
Minister of Health has said that there is a vaccine for hepatitis C. Yet hepatitis C does not have a vaccine. But this is wrong information. I don't know where we are proceeding with the minister of a big ministry of health giving us wrong information that there is a vaccine for hepatitis C. I'm seeking for your guidance, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Minister, I want to make a comment on that because even me, I don't know whether it's there or not.
They were trying to do tests on how they can find a vaccine for hepatitis C.
Okay.
That's what I said. It is under manufacture or under trial.
So for the record, now, the Honourable Kamara wants a very clear record. And the record is there is vaccine. That's what the minister has said. But some countries have made progress, according to the information she has, and therefore they were working with them to see whether indeed they can help us. Okay? Thank you. Honourable Minister for Gender. Honourable Demons wanted, sorry, Honourable Minister, your colleague Honourable Demons wanted to give us his expert advice as a doctor.
Thank you very much. Right, Honourable Speaker. Yes, vaccines before they are declared for, they go through trials. And the trials, it's a process. And the clinical trials usually start with the animal models. When you reach the clinical trials, they are tried on human beings. So the Honourable Minister of Health is right, that there are several clinical trials going on to test the efficacy and safety of the vaccines for hepatitis C. So I just wanted to clarify, to confirm what the Honourable Minister of Health said.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Honourable Minister.
About has spent now 2 weeks at the embassy. The embassy claims that it has no money to bring her back. The company we're talking about, Fabulous Company, the license expired. The ministry says that they are no longer in control of the company. So the embassy has no money to bring the lady back. What we want is confirmation and commitment that you are going to help this woman to come back home and get treatment. As simple as that.
What's her name?
Nambali Procedural. She's stuck at the embassy for 2 weeks. She's sick. She wants to come back home from education. We have Jihad Embassy, Saudi Arabia. Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We have a ticket for Nambali Procedural, but your staff at the embassy wants us to pay for her to escort her back because she's mentally deranged. So kindly help us to make a commitment of when you are going to support your embassy to bring her back. We already have her ticket. We only want your commitment that you are paying for your staff to return her back.
Honourable Minister.
First of all, I want to wish you a Happy New Year. I want my colleague to first of all thank us as the ministry, where we got the girl from and relocated her from where she was, and this action was taken as soon as we knew about her news. The girl is right now in the hands of the government. She's still on treatment. She had both fractures on both legs, and that's why we have to ensure that she is in better condition to be able to take a flight to come back home. I'll be in Riyadh on Monday, and I'll come back with the girl. Thank you.
I raise also on a matter of urgent importance. Mr. Speaker, the night that made yesterday, heavy winds blew and they are storms, but they are strong in nature. In our language, we call them ensoke. They took away houses, crops, animals, and fishing boats. Mr. Speaker, the affected villages are Bobeke Rwazi Fishing Village, Kande, and Bulega of Bobeke Island in Bobeke sub-county of Kalangala. Mr. Speaker, over 50 homesteads, all people who were living in them were left homeless. A number of them, Mr. Speaker, now the rains on the islands are very serious, have nowhere to put up. Mr. Speaker, my prayers are that Ministry of Disaster Preparedness prepares to visit and assess, but not only visiting, with at least some immediate, to start with, relief in food and shelter in iron sheets. Mr. Speaker, also I make prayer that it was formerly Meteorological Authority, but the department in that ministry should now carry out more research with climate change, Mr. Speaker. Even the weather has changed on the lake, such that they are able to give our people information reliable on how the waves or the climate is about to change, and our people can prepare for that. It's possible, Mr. Speaker. I pray that our people also be given some medication, because the nature of life now they live in requires urgent attention. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah,